Alright guys, today we're going to do Will to Power issue number 4 from Dark Horse, and yeah, we're going to continue this series. It doesn't have much pages, but you know, I like it. And I really needed a palate cleanser since the last couple of videos that I did. It just, oh man, there's so many bad comics. Also my fault, you know, because I bought them, but you know, on the other hand, sometimes you don't know what you're buying, you know, you think that's good and then it sucks. And then you buy something like this, and you think, it's just mediocre, and it's actually better than a lot of other books. It's more fun, you know, there's more fun factor. Anyway, so it's been done by Chris Warner, Jim Somerville, Brian Garvey, Dave Johnson, Michael Heisler. The colors by James Sinclair, Matt Hollingsworth, and a lot of other people. Anyway, so we see still a little bit, I mean, this story is about Titan, right? I mean, the logo. So Titan here, when he was a young boy, is getting bullied. He could have disposed of that, but, you know, he decides not to do it. And he hides, right? Quaking in fear because he's still a little boy. We're not sure how his powers work and all that stuff. And it seems that there's a common theme in this book. Every time we go back one page, you know, in the beginning to his, well, when he was a little boy. And then sometimes I forget this is in the same universe as Bob Wire and other heroes and villains. And there is some kind of a riot here in Steel Harbor. And I did a Bob Wire video, by the way, if you want to check it out, you know, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and all the YouTube jazz, please do, right? I'm doing daily videos. So it seems that this town is being wrecked by none other than Mace Blitzkrieg and his prime movers. And there's other players in town, and so one of these guys says, hey, Wolfgang? I said, the Wolfgang can't sit on the sidelines. Hunter, you may be able to stop it. But he says, well, oh, this is Bob Wire. I didn't even recognize her. And he says, well, it's not my turf, so screw it. Anyway, so they can do nothing. So and they're getting all overpowered, and like I said, there's a riot. And what is it with riots? I mean, I did another video that I have to upload for tomorrow, and it was also gangs and riots and destruction. Oh, what's going on? Feels a little bit too close to home. Well, not to my home yet, but, you know, especially in LA and America and all that stuff. Anyway, so, yeah, Max Blitzkrieg is wrecking the town. And looks great, by the way. I mean, look at this. It looks fun. And but then this guy is walking really funny. And I thought, oh, no, it's Bandage Man, right? But it's not. It's... So he's getting a licking from the gang, right? He's getting beaten up, and he doesn't defend himself, but he claims it makes him stronger somehow, right? But it causes also a lot of pain. And then it's a hero called Counter-Strike, and I must say, I don't dislike this costume. I think it works. You know, the colors with the black and the yellow and the red, it's just, yeah. I don't know, I don't dislike the design. Not a big fan of the headgear, maybe, but the design here overall, and with the gloves and the you know, this, I don't mind. So it seems that he is part of Counter-Strike security that is, I don't know, deploying superpowered beings, you know, for, I don't know, rioting and against rioting and all that stuff. But okay, not sure why he's here alone. Is he part of some kind of a Counter-Strike security move? Group, why is he here alone? Why not multiple Counter-Strike guys or guys with powers, right? Anyway, so he says that he is absorbing power, makes him stronger, but the pain he feels is real, right? Hurts like hell, though. Yeah, I can imagine that, right? So, but then this guy comes in with a minigun and shoots him back, and I thought, oh man, he's toast, right? But there's no blood. He says, yeah, that hurts some. No pain, no gain. And he takes this guy out. I said, okay, cool. Right? But he's getting a car thrown by him, and he defends himself, which, I don't know, cost him all his power, you know, that he absorbs. And it's Blitzkrieg, he did that. You know, and me wick as a kitten, he says. Airborne's minigun flurry kicked up my power level, but it took almost all I had to fend off the car. And there's plenty more where that came from. I hope you got dental records, Sonny, he says. right? But then, oh no, well, or oh yeah, depends on your view. It's Titan saving the day, right? I briefed by some federal suits, but seeing Titan in action sort of beckons description. Titan used to be a big shop in Catalyst. I believe Catalyst is a superhero group. The group that makes Golden City, the world's tiniest nation, a feared superpower. But he's a solo act now, he's working for the feds. Well, he's a goon, basically, for the feds, but that, Counter-Strike doesn't know that. He just finished some business in Arcadia. Now he's here in Steel Harbor's Hour of Need. Well, Castle Pointe's Hour of Need, anyway. So, yeah. So he's hovering there, showing his power. And then he flies down real fast, and everybody's ditching this guy, Max. Is it Max? Is this Sergeant Slaughter? I mean, it looks like it. Is it Max? Yeah, it's Max, right? Blitzkrieg. Yeah, okay. I forgot the name. Sorry. Anyway. So he says, I am Titan. Drop your weapons and surrender to me now. Negation is not an option. He's impressive. It says, if he were a pelled off of propaganda poster, bigger than life doesn't come up to his knees. And everybody says, he says, take him out. I've never seen anything like this. This firestorm could level a skyscraper, and he shrugs it off like it's a shower of styrofoam peanuts. He says it's the best that you can. He's basically bragging, right? He says, do you really think you have enough power to defeat Titan? You don't know what power is. It's a little bit over the top, okay, I guess. So Max says, hey, ignition, blow the gas mains. I really like this. I mean, look at this shading and ominous power getting erupted. So, but it's just fire. You think he was walking through a spring shower instead of Dante's Inferno. Mace and the Movers must having serious laundry problems about now. Okay, that cracked me up a little bit. Pooping their pants. That's probably the reference. So the rest of the gang says, adios, muchachos. He says, see you at the ranch. Of course, Mace, it's Mace Blitzkrieg. He says, fine, let him run. I don't need him. Now you got to face the Mace, pretty boy. Mace Blitzkrieg. Not bad. I actually felt that. How does this feel? Oh, I cannot believe it. And this looks so weird. So they're all sitting back in the trunk and getting out of here. They skedaddle as this guy's saying. Anyway, so Titan says, are you all right, son? A little scram, but I live. Then you forgive me if I leave. Titan needs to finish this. Wait a minute. Why are you referring to you in the third person? But then, hold attention, Titan. Hold your position and wait further instructions. Like I said, he's a goon, right? He says, don't you people have anything better to do? They're escaping. Titan has a mission. Don't worry. They're in full retreat. The locals can handle Castle Pointe security from here. Good work, big guy. But I can get them all for good right now. Titan can. This phase's operation is complete. Mission accomplished. You can do it. But right now, they have to go in front of the cameras, and having some kind of a speech, about saving the city and all that stuff. And then Titan takes the stage and he's bragging again. It's an honor to serve this country in the pursuit of freedom and justice. Let the world go forth of those who would destroy the nation and values we cherish. That Titan stands guard. And now I must finish the job I have begun to apprehend the villains. And then this guy breaks in and he says, I'm sure the local authorities have this situation well in hand. Thank you so much for your support. So Titan is not happy. He says, what do you mean local? Not here. Local authorities? Do you think a bullhorn yo-yos have any chance to rout a Blitzkrieg and his gang? He says, I can. Those are procedures, jurisdictions. This ain't the Wild West, cowboy. You're a hero. Enjoy it a little. I cannot get him tonight. This is a job calls for Titan. One road Titan. Doesn't seem unhinged at all. But then this woman comes in. And this is Faith Perdue, Castle Pointe representative to the city council. Very pleased. So she says, I know you're busy, but I just have to kiss you for saving my district. I know what's going on here. I want to help. I contact you later. We really must be going, Miss Perdue. Have a nice day. And she says, what's this smirk? I'm not sure. Anyway, and then everybody is, this guy's getting some TV time, and then Blitzkrieg is not happy, and I thought he was a black guy, right? But it seems that maybe I know he's white. Anyway, but he's not happy, and he swears revenge. And this barbed wire, which I guess a new look, and so she says, whatever's going on, it ain't gonna be like it says in the papers. I wish Frank were here. Now I don't know who Frank is, but the news says there's more violence, right? And this guy says, somebody ought to do something about that town. Yeah, maybe somebody will. Now, who's this guy with the face paint? I do not know, but I want to know more, and it leads us to the next issue. Yeah, for a relatively, for me, unknown comic and superheroes. I mean, this was, I believe, the time that Dark Horse stepped into the superhero genre. And yeah, I'm not sure it was a success or a big failure, but I like it so far. Yeah, why not? I mean, short and sweet. More is coming, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.